Yo!
Is everyone happy to have one? I didn't really ask.
Yeah. I shouldn't, but yeah.
We have transported to a magical place, Castle Crags. It was not easy getting here. It took a while, but we did it. We didn't have to go this far, but we are reunited with our good old friends, Labrad and U-Turn. It feels so good to be in the trees, water, dirt. This is awesome. It's hot. It's like mid 80s, pretty humid. We were sweating like crazy earlier, but this is too cool. We're definitely going to be in and out of the snow. We'll probably get up into it tomorrow, but it's nowhere near what we were going through in the Sierra. So we are very happy, relaxed, relieved to be here. And we only hiked 2 or 3 miles today after our 4-hour Uber ride out here. So we skipped about 700 miles of trail, and that's pretty crazy too, but that's a little more than a quarter of the entire PCT. But I look forward to coming back here 2 months from now after I hit the Canadian border, hopefully. So until then, we're just gonna relish in the north of California. We're probably a week and a half out from Oregon, and it just feels so good to be out here. So green, so lush. I'm in heaven again. All right, Northern California, here we go. Last night was awesome. It just always feels so cozy and safe when you're sleeping in a dense patch of pine trees, spruce trees, right next to a nice little creek. I slept really good, and it was warm. I just barely needed my sleeping quilt at all. It was probably like 50 degrees last night. So comfortable. But like right as I was dozing off, we all hear this huge tree branch snap, fall, hit the ground, and just shatter into a million pieces. It was off in the distance, but definitely not what you want to hear right as you're going to sleep at night. Anyways, it is just wonderful to be out here, but we are also presented with new challenges. The most presenting ones being here for less than a day. Obviously the heat, humidity is tough, but I think that'll change because I'm going to climb up a couple thousand feet today. But the biggest challenge so far is the mosquitoes. They are nasty. Mosquitoes in the evening swarm you when you're eating dinner. Mosquitoes in the morning swarm you when you're trying to pack up camp and get going. So I'm sure this is going to be a problem all the way through Oregon, but you just deal with it. Anyways, I am so deep in the forest. The lush, verdant forest. This is cool. I expect to hit a little bit of snow today, but probably won't be too much of an issue. And other than that, I'm just so hyped to be here and gonna enjoy the day as it comes. One honorable mention, the terrain here is pretty smooth. There's big climbs in and out of each town. Each town is kind of like in a valley, so kind of have like a steep climb in and a steep climb out. But after that, it kind of hovers around the same elevation. And gosh, it feels so good. I feel like I'm hiking unobstructed. Kind of like the scene in Forrest Gump when he breaks out of his leg supports and just starts running. I think I've just been so accustomed to being dragged by snow and slosh and steep terrains. This feels so good. I feel like I'm walking so fast. This beautiful red dirt. Nice. It's 3:22 in the afternoon, and I'm almost at 20 miles for the day, which is awesome. It has been quite some time since I've been able to really hike a bunch of miles. I'm just totally in love with the landscapes out here. Just such rich earth and forest, and I'm still getting big views and looking at lakes right now, and had some really epic lunchtime views of Mount Shasta and Mount Lassen. Just really enjoying being out here. I think my body is maybe freaking out a little bit. It's been a while since I've done miles like this, so I am kind of feeling a little bit of knee pain right now and maybe a little soreness in my ankle. So hopefully those things are just kind of waking up, and I'll give them some attention later this evening. But other than that, just really happy being out here. It's nice just cruising through forest. So I'm probably gonna take a rest in a little bit, put my feet up, and I think we've got another 4 or 5 miles for the day before we set up camp. So that's the plan. It's not too hot, temperature's pretty nice, and overall just a pleasant day. Honorable mention, I've officially been hiking for 2 months. I think today is day 60 or 61. Boom! That's crazy. I'm gonna step over this log here. Yeah, didn't expect to be this far up on the trail 2 months in. You know, obviously should be in the Sierra right now, but either way, what a fantastic accomplishment. 2 months. My goal for the entire trail is 5 months, so getting pretty close to that halfway point. I was trying to calculate the mileage, and I think I've got about 520 miles to go before I've reached the halfway point in mileage. Now that I've skipped up, I'm not going to hit the official midpoint, so I've got to calculate my own. But anyways, yeah, that'll be happening about mid-Oregon. Life is good. It's 6 in the morning. That's definitely a sunrise to remember. One of the top sunrises on the trail so far. Hope the knee feels good today. We'll see. The terrain is, relatively flat and slightly downhill. It's a good day to do big miles. So we'll see how the body feels and go from there. I'm out! There have been 2 moments on trail in the past 2.5 weeks where I have experienced strong moments of deja vu. The first day was when it was day 1 entering the Sierra. I was just coming up on this creek that had like some little pools, and I had dreamed about it before. The same goes for the second instance. It was literally just 10-15 minutes ago we stopped for second breakfast. I was sitting on the ground and it just hit me like a wall. I was like, whoa. I have dreamed of this moment. Crazy. I don't know exactly what it means yet, but I am on the case. And like a good book, I think all of these puzzle pieces will come together in the end for a grand surprise. Just went for another dip in a lovely little lake. Our second swim of the day. So cool. This day just started off incredible, and it's been so enjoyable all day long. Really loving the leisure of NorCal. I think we've just reached a kind of superhuman state too, where we can hike 24, 25 mile days and still take time to jump off the trail and skip down to a lake and hang out for a little bit. So yeah, done a little bit over 20 miles so far, and I think we've got 3 or 4 more to go. And my knee's feeling okay. It's not any better or any worse than it was this morning. Just a mild pain sets in here and there. It's not constant, just comes and goes. So I'm keeping an eye on it, doing all I can to take care of it. There's a big lake down to my left, probably 1,000 feet down, and you can just hear frogs croaking. So cool. It's a little bit after 5 o'clock. I'll probably get into camp hopefully just before 6:30, and I'm gonna start walking faster because I'm getting hungry. Yeah. Good morning. It's about 6:45. Slept in a little bit this morning. Some of us feel like they're catching colds. And I think it's because my wife came to Bishop with a cold. I don't feel like I'm getting sick, but my body's hurting. I think today will be pretty painful for me. My left ankle is not feeling good. It kind of feels like the way I came into Tehachapi and it got really swollen. So I think it could swell up as I continue to hike on it. And my knee is hurting. IT band syndrome seems to have come back. So I will be battling these things for the next couple days. General plan is to do 20 miles today, 20 miles tomorrow, and then that will leave us with, I think, just about 7 miles to get to the road that will take us into the town of Etna, where we will just stay the night, resupply, and get back on trail. So that's what the next couple days are looking like. I'm gonna just try and take it slow today and be as gentle to myself as possible.
Give me a great favor.
Well, our second breakfast today, where we stopped right after crossing the Highway 3, we were treated by stories from Fagawi, aka Bob, the most infamous trail angel on the Pacific Crest Trail, as he says. Holy moly. Kind of just exploded our brains a bit. This is a man of many tales. He was born in Alaska to a small tribe. Didn't learn how to speak English until he was 15. He's crashed helicopters. He's a triple crowner. He's helped create the Hayduke Trail. He has a satellite connected to his brain. He told us about the one night he spent in jail and why he's banned from the state of South Carolina. And he was an owner of the PCTA. And the resume goes on and on. Cool guy. Very cool guy. Could listen to him all day. Wonderful person. Once he left, we were packing up and getting ready to hit trail. And then another car pulls up. Trail Angel by the name of Mark, and he gave us Coke and Pop-Tarts and chips and snacks and went on his merry way. So super cool. It's Friday, and that was just such a wonderful treat. Anyways, I've done like 7.5 miles this morning, and I'm gonna hike for a couple more hours before stopping for lunch, and we'll probably just do about 20 miles today. Going slow, taking care of my body, taking it easy. It's 5:30. I've done about almost 19 miles, and just another mile to go until camp. And these days out here have just been cruisy. A lot of people that hike through Northern California say they get the NorCal blues. I don't have that. I've barely been in Northern California, but I think maybe they get it because the landscape just kind of stays the same, just heavily forested, and you know, you get lakes and rivers and creeks and stuff, but more or less you're just walking through lush green forest. I love it. I do think that this has kind of been more of a leisurely section of trail, and I really like how the views can kind of be repetitive, because while I'm hiking, I've noticed and others have noticed that you can really just kind of like blank out and let your mind fully wander, which is amazing. Even in I'm listening to East of Eden right now, and there was a whole chapter about the value of letting your creative mind wander freely. And I'm loving it, you know? Sometimes you just have some really crazy thoughts, and it's super cool. Maybe I'll share some with you in the future. The other thing that I really like about being out here is, I mean, it may be this repetitive landscape, but it feels so rich and earthy. And, you know, when I'm out here, I feel just like I'm much more immersed in nature, really bathing myself in it when comparing to the desert, and that feels cool too. Oh, give it to me, Dad. Good morning. I'm walking through a burn zone. Yesterday, one thing I was thinking about was the alphabet and the order of the letters. And maybe there's a better way to reorganize the alphabet. Who started that anyways? Is it Latin based? Greek? And what about the alphabet song? Maybe we can come up with a better song. Kind of like how Stevie Wonder did his own Happy Birthday. I mean, don't get me wrong. The current order of the alphabet's pretty good. It's got a good flow. It's pretty Shakespearean in essence. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It flows. Just finished lunch. We stopped on just a little ways back. The trail just goes along a really steep cliffside. So we just had lunch in the middle of the trail. Just sat down and ate food. And then we laid down and had a little power nap and probably there for an hour. Not a single person came by. It's quiet out here. We've done about 15 miles today and plan to do about 7 more, and that will get us to a lake where we will camp. And tomorrow's town day. That should set us up for maybe a 6 or 7 mile walk to a road where we will hitch into town. There's also a storm coming in tomorrow night, and tomorrow's Sunday. Storm's supposed to come in Sunday night, and I think really hit on Monday. We're still planning on getting back on the trail Monday, but maybe just a little bit later in the afternoon. So that's the plan. I'm psyched to get into Etna. Sounds like a lot of places in town close on either Sunday or Monday, so could be a quiet little time in town, but excited to see it. I've been climbing. Feels good. Going up and walking on flat trail are the two things that don't hurt. So when I have the opportunity, I like to push pretty hard. But then once that slope turns downhill, I gotta hit the brakes and walk like an old man. It's all right. I think things are improving. I don't think I've been in as much pain as often as I has been the past few days, so that's pretty cool. I'm almost at the top of this climb, and man, big view of where I came from. Straight behind me is kind of where I stopped for lunch, and I just hoofed it out here. So cool. I'm not much of a complainer, and I'm not even complaining right now, but I guess I haven't really been showing what the trail conditions are like out here. And first off, it's really windy, and I'm walking through a burn area, just watching dead trees sway. So I'm trying to kind of move quickly through that, but there are so many downed trees covering the trail. And I've probably gone over, at least 40 today. And I don't really mind it. It's just part of it. It's there. I could definitely see it frustrating a lot of people. But sure, it really slows you down. Sometimes you really got to climb and wade your way through branches and sticks and all kinds of stuff. So that's kind of it. The snow's not too bad. I actually, hadn't used any of my micro spikes, ice axe. I haven't used any of that until a very short moment yesterday where I thought it would be safe to use my ice axe. I still haven't worn my micro spikes out here. Most of the snow is just really short banks, drifts. You can just easily walk over them. But yeah, other than that, everything's great. Here's another down tree. I've probably done more than 40 today, but here's like the obstacles I'm talking about here. Yeah, so it's kind of fun. It mixes it up. You get to do some climbing because, you know, walking can get repetitive. Anyways, I'm gonna hop over this. Can we fit?